All right, waiting for a sign from the YouTubes. And, oh, there it is. There is the sign that we were looking for. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Jedi Academy, the show where we do nothing but answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I am your host with the most, Ranger J 1999. Don't bother with this guy right now. I'm trying to figure out why the hell Nightbot is fighting me. Stop it! All right, there we go. We got it fixed. But no, this is the show where we do nothing but answer Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes questions for you guys. It's a straight Q&A show. We have guests, the best content creators, YouTube, Twitch, it doesn't matter. Of course, if they're still alive. They were doing the Hydra stream last night. They're probably not alive. They're probably drunk off their butts. And that's just the way it goes. But if you're new, this is pretty much how it is. You have questions about the game. We bring the best of the brightest that we can, including my dumbass, to answer your questions. And it's pretty simple. If you have a question you would like to pose to us, all you need to do is put your question into the chat. Make sure there's a format, though, that you have to follow for us to scoop up your question, because we use Nightbot and we have to have a filtering word. And the filtering word is question. So put the word question for your actual question statement. And then submit that in the chat. Now, it does behoove you to get your questions in sooner rather than later. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen where, you know, we get over inundated with a ton of questions. We can't get to every single one of them because we only do this for 2 hours. So if you have a question, it behooves you to get it in sooner rather than later. And while you're doing that, why don't you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, because it's YouTube, and that's how we get our content out there into the algorithm. If you'd like to support RSG, that's a great way of doing it. There's other ways to support us. You can sub on Twitch or YouTube. You can become a Patreon sponsor. But the biggest thing, and I always say this about content creators, is just watch their stuff. Hit the follow, hit the thumbs up, give them positive stuff. It helps their channels grow, especially for all the guests that we have on today. And speaking of guests, we have DPK Deadpool Kyle joining us right now. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
Are you alive?
I stayed up for most of the Heinz stream, and I'll tell you, it's pretty rough this morning. But we got our coffee, we got some peanut butter toast. We're rocking and rolling.
There you go. Yeah, I did the roast yesterday. I did a lot of stuff yesterday. So if you guys missed it yesterday, it's on YouTube. If you're in the Heinz stream, you'll know it. That he actually put on YouTube, and we did the roast of Heinz, and it was a lot of fun.
that was great. That was so great.
Yeah. And so we did that. Before that, though, yesterday, late afternoon, we did the Boo Boo Kitty versus KP67's GAC fight. That was over on Twitch. That was an absolute blast. It was a lot of fun hanging out with them and having fun with KP and everybody in the chat. It was Call versus Maw. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time yesterday. And of course, I had the lunch stream yesterday as well. But today we have this show, and then afterwards, right after that, we're going to go right into my GAC. Once the GAC Whisperer wakes up from his coma, and then tonight we'll have Dungeons and Dragons over on Twitch. Now, another thing is, I didn't think about this. I'm such an idiot. I'm gonna show the Bad Batch, the first couple of episodes, to all the skewers. But I didn't have time to do it today because I'm going to be busy. But then I thought, well, tomorrow I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Mother's Day, so that's not going to work. So I'll probably have to wait till Monday.
Oh.
I don't think a lot of skiers will be able to watch it, especially the men. You know, because celebrate Mother's Day. Not the best day. We're not going to have any D&D on Sunday either. It's Mother's Day. I'm sorry. I'm going to be busy doing stuff, and I just thought about that. But I'll do it Monday night, or not before. I'll do it right after. I'll do it right before Marbles. I think if Finn's doing Marbles, we'll do it right before. Then it gives you something to watch, and then you can go right into watching Marbles with Old Finity over on the Twitch channel. So we'll do that Monday. I don't know what possessed me. I didn't even think about it. Like, well, I was going to do it Friday. Then the match with KP and Booba came up, and then I had to go do the Heinz roast. I was like, well, I'm not going to have time to do it then. And then today I was like, well, I could do it today, but then I'm like, damn, I'm be exhausted because I'll do 3 streams, and then I was like, no, I can't do that.
You'd be a literal zombie.
I'm and I still have to work out and stuff. So, no, not going to happen. Yeah. So, we'll get that in. I promise you we'll get that in. But if for me, I'll just push it to Sunday. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Mother's Day on Sunday. Oh shit, that's not gonna work. So
Uh,
yeah, so I can see people are slowly creeping in. I know. Grab your coffee. It's early on a Saturday morning. Appreciate you guys being here. Some especially our European watchers. It's late. It's mid afternoon. Late. It's just right after a spot of tea over there in Europe. But get your questions in. Again, it does help that you get your questions in sooner rather than later. And yeah. Pretty simple. We'll see if anybody else shows up. It's really hard for people to get up on a Saturday morning. I especially know a lot of the streamers that they go do Hygie stream. It's like, oh my sweet Jesus. It's so early in the morning. So, but it's all good. And I'm just checking Discord real quick or something. Okay, we're good. But yeah, get your questions in. Now, we always like to talk about real quick with the content creators what went on this week in SWGOH. Had the new updates, changes. We had the boo-boo with the double drops for May the 4th and stuff where people got compensated. I was pretty impressed with the compensation that people got. I was like, yeah, that's what they deserve. I mean, they couldn't log in for double drops. They couldn't do conquest. They couldn't do a whole bunch of stuff for like days on end. So I don't know. That's kind of stuff that's on my radar. Of course, waiting with bated breath for or Jedi Master Kenobi requirements. Looking at slowly starting to form the Bad Batch. What's on your mind there, DPK, as you look at the week that was in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes?
well, the week that was SWGOH this week. I digged all the May the 4th stuff they gave us. Of course, they had to throw our Clone Wars Chewie shards in there. Can't forget those.
Yeah.
They gave us some signal data. They gave us some slicing mats. I liked everything about it. And the people that complained, oh, it could have been more. Yeah, it could have been more, but they could have also not given us anything.
They don't have to
be
give us
thankful.
anything. Yeah.
Be thankful they at least celebrate May the 4th.
How do you
and give
complain
us some
about
stuff.
free shit? I mean,
Exactly.
it's like, it's free. I mean,
Exactly.
Good Lord in heaven.
Um,
God.
the Bad Batch. It's funny watching the community kind of panic, and they're like, "Oh, the Bad Batch are going to be needed." I was like, "They're not going to be needed. I don't think all
All
of them will be needed for Kenobi."
I don't think any of them are going to be needed. I could be
Well,
wrong. I mean, they could throw a curveball at us. I mean, it wouldn't shock me in any way.
It's very possible, unless they get like a legendary Rex or something that, like, I don't know. It mechanically speaking, the Bad Batch didn't really like at all interact with Kenobi.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense. But then again, they can add one or two, and I would be like, oh, there it is. But then that's going to stop me immediately from wailing on General Master Kenobi. If it's like Cody and Jedi and all this other stuff that makes sense, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I gotta get the crystals. I gotta get the gear. I'll well out for that,
I mean,
right? But
everybody should take the advice and start putting your Cody up to Relic 7. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next round. We won't know till the 19th and the 9th of June 19th of May and 9th of June.
9th of June, yep.
Yeah, when there's going to be the next stuff. Then a couple weeks after that, we'll probably get General Master Kenobi in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say the kit will probably drop shortly after the last batch of requirements, and
so
then
2
like
to 3 weeks after. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks later, they launch the event. Just after the last round of requirements, they usually give it at least a minimum 2 weeks. I think.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks to let you farm some tickets.
Yeah. So
getting back on that grind.
But yeah, I'm not gearing up on speculation. I'm not doing anything until I actually see it in the game. Like, with Alien Mace. Now, I've got them to 12, but they're just sitting there at 12 because I want to see what the rest of the requirements are. So I'm just hoarding gear.
That's smart.
That's the smarter way to do it because you don't know what they're going to do. Now, if they throw let's say they throw all the Bad Batch in there. Well, I'm done. I mean, because it's like, well, first of all, getting the Bad Batch to 7-star is going to be a pain in the ass. But then getting them geared up with the 400 Cartex.
Yeah, that's almost $1,000 right there just to
Yeah, I'm not doing
get them
it.
to 7-star. No, hard pass.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, because I get them out of the shard shipment, it'll take me a little bit longer, but that's not really the issue. It's the gear, right?
Right.
That's going to be the sink, and so I was like, okay, I'll just slow farm it. I'll work on Bad Batch first. I'm not going to sit there and go,
Yep.
well, let me go get. I'm not going to wail on it. But if it's like Cody, as I said, the Jedi, and it's just a matter of gear, I'll spend some bucks on some gear and stuff. I
Yeah.
will buy packs for that and spend some money. But if it's like the entire Bad Batch and like Cam and stuff that I just don't have and have no chance of getting anytime soon, I'm like, okay, I guess you didn't really want me to spend any money. So because I'm not spending thousands of dollars just to get a new Galactic Legend. There's a cutoff to my insanity. I don't mind welling out. I don't mind spending money in this game, especially for a lot of the marquee characters that have come out in the last year. I think they've been really, for the most part, they've been really good, right? So I don't think that's, I don't think that's, I have no problem with that. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. We're just finishing up this conquest. I'll unlock Razor Crest, so we'll have some fun trying to see what that ship can do. I have some ideas. I don't know how good it's going to be at 5 stars, so we're going to find out. And then the other thing is conquest moving forward. We'll start getting our commander Sokatana shards. So I'm excited about that.
Yep.
So the reason quality of life changes, we got to talk about new player experience. I really like the changes that they did with the new player experience.
Oh, yeah.
And also like that they've announced that they're going to start doing these smaller updates more frequently, where they start working on this quality of life stuff, these quality of life changes. So we had the sim tickets that was recently done. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yes.
The stuff with guilds they did in the past, it's been really good. So you can really tell they're doing a deep dive in. And when I had Crum on a couple weeks ago on our show, we were talking about how they really want to focus on specific areas at a time and start going back in and looking at stuff and fixing things and making changes. And I'm excited about it. About that. I mean, anything else on the radar for you, man? There's a lot of stuff going on in the game right now.
Oh, dude, I haven't even looked at the guild stuff, because I've picked a guild and kind of always stayed at it for the most part. I did a Merc the other day, and I pulled up the guild search, and I'm like, holy shit, what is this? They give you your territory war for the last 60 days, I think it was.
Yeah.
How many stars you're hitting? Like, I never actually looked at it. I was like, holy smokes, this is awesome. Like, it's really clean looking. It's not like cramped in there. You got tons of room. You can see everything on the screen. What else?
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
There is. The quality of life. It goes to show you that CG doesn't just want to take our money. They want to make the game last too.
Yeah. And
it's looking really the updated graphics they did. Some of the portraits are kind of yeah.
Well, there's one in particular, poor Ray, man. I mean, they butchered that one. Oh God, the other
I don't know. Farm Boy Luke looks like Dave Chappelle trying to play the white man from Chappelle
Show. That's not what it looks like. No, I think they try to make him more like Mark Hamill, and it's fine. I didn't really have a problem with that. But Ray's her portrait, ooh boy. But the updated character graphics look pretty good, though. I mean, they did the one for SLKR. Old Ben looks more like Alec Guinness. Who else did they do? I'm trying to think.
Except Alex Guinness looked like he might have gone a little overboard on the bleach job.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's pixels. I mean, it just looks more like the characters from the shows. I can't wait to see what General Master Kenobi looks like in the head. But poor Ray, man. I mean, I look at that portrait over time, like, oh,
yeah, that's
no.
that's a little rough.
They really dicked up Stick Ray, man. Her portrait just does not look right, man. It just doesn't. I'm just like, oh no. I mean, I'm looking at it again. I'm like, oh God, what did you do? Why did you do this? Oh no, poor Ray. Oh no, but it is what it is. Maybe they'll go back in there. But Anakin was another one. He looks good. They changed Ahsoka. To look more like Rosario Dawson because she's playing the character. I mean, there's been a mixed reaction about that. Regardless of whether you think it should be the version of the Clone Wars snips or with the way Rosario Dawson looks like Ahsoka, it looks good.
It does.
That. Yeah,
Uh,
no, whether you like that change or not is a different story. If you don't like it, I can totally understand. If you're a
oh,
big Clone Wars
absolutely.
fan and you think that it should look like snips from the Clone Wars, sure, I totally get it. So, so all
Tyrion.
right.
He said it looks like JK. It looks like Tyrion Lannister.
It's not wrong. It looks bad. That one just did
It
not
does.
come. It does not look good, man. But the other ones, I thought they looked great. I love the new change of Jedi Anakin. I thought it looked fantastic. So I'm excited to see, and they've really upped their game. I mean, the marquee characters that came out and the way they designed them, with from Piet to Dark Trooper to Cara Dune to Mon Mothma, they've all looked great. I mean, they've done a great job on that. So I'm excited to see what they do with the graphics and stuff. And of course, we'll always have fun if they get one a little bit. Make it a little fugly where we're like, no, Ray, no, don't do that. That's bad.
Yeah, they might have dropped the ball
A
on that
little
one.
bit on that one. So, okay. Well, we are here to answer your questions. So go ahead and get your questions in. Again, the format is put your question in the chat. Make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement, or I will probably not see it because I'm using Nightbot. I'm not looking at chat. During that time, I go back and forth, but most of the time, I'm focusing on the questions. So get your questions in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, folks. Remember, we're on YouTube. Got to hit that thumbs up to make the dream happen. So, all right. With that being said, let's get into these questions. We're just going to answer them as they come. So
Yep.
let me get these pulled up. So get your questions in, folks, and we're going to start with these. Nathan H. Here's a great one. It says, question, what Jedi Master Luke comp do you tend to use the most in GAC? Well, that's a great question.
Hmm. That is pretty
I'm
good
trying to
question.
think, like, which one. I mean, it varies.
Yeah, it really depends. Like, I just I always use them on offense, so
Yeah, I put him on defense
his
sometimes.
comp just changes.
It changes a lot. I mean,
It depends on what you're using to beat him with. Uh, I usually use he either gets one or the other, either gas or JKL.
yeah, I'm trying to
Um,
think of like what I've used recently. I mean, so on defense, you see two teams. You see Jedi Master Luke with like some Jedi. Like I put Kenobi and um, Grandmaster Yoda and a couple others on there. I can't off the top of my head think about what I put on defense. The other one that I see a lot
someone
is what's the other one I see? Oh yeah, it's
the Bastila lead.
Bastila Lead. I've seen that, but
With the
that
crit avoidance arrow, I actually timed out against that one. I had him down to a sliver of health in the match ended. I was like, "You son of a!"
no, I use CLS against that. If I see Bastila anything with Jedi Master Luke, I'm immediately going in there with CLS. I mean, especially because I see Watt on that team. If it doesn't have Watt, it's 10 times easier. But
It had
even
Watt and Hoda,
yeah,
and then
see, for me,
JKL.
yeah, for me, I'm just like, okay. So I just go in there, burn Watt, and then, burn it down. Um, but, that's the thing. Now, for offense, it depends. Like, if I'm using Ray, I'll go JML, Jedi, no, not Jedi Revan, Gas. I'll go Hermit Yoda, probably Basla. I think I used Ezra last time. And just burn Ray down with Jedi Master Luke. Get to his payout. You're constantly, or actually, I'll throw Grandmaster Yoda in there. You're just constantly calling Yoda and gas. You get to his payout, you're going to burn the shit out of Ray. Kylo, you can pretty much go Jedi Master. Hell, you can go Jedi Knight Luke lead. I mean, when it comes to Kylo, you should go Jedi Knight Luke lead with Jedi Knight. Or, I'm sorry, Jedi Knight Revan lead with Jedi Knight Luke. That's the combo I use, and then I'll use Jedi Master Luke and gas, which
Hmm.
means I use Shakti clones for like Grievous or something else because it's such a good team. But it depends on which Jedi you have too. Ezra's really good. Bassila's really good. I'm trying to think of the team I used last time. I think it was Jedi Master Luke, Gas, Ezra, Bastila, and I want to say Grandmaster Yoda, and we just burned the shit out of Ray. It was low diff, no problem whatsoever.
Yep.
and her ultimate's not going to do anything because you've got so much health and protection there. And once he gets to ultimate, they're done. I don't care how many. I mean, that team they had a high. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just going to kick the shit out of it.
Yeah, it pretty much raffle stomps anything.
Yeah.
On offense.
Yeah. Now on defense, we talked about the teams. I don't like using the Bassa lead because it can be countered too easily. I'm sorry, it just can.
Yep.
But when I put on defense, it's been with Kenobi, Yoda. I'm trying to think who else I'll put on there, but I'd have to go look it up. I don't have the game open right now. Actually, I'm loading it again because it crashed. But yeah, I use that just so that you get these fast characters. Now I've seen it where someone actually put Luke and Gas on that, or Shock T and Gas on that team, and they got into ultimate like immediately. I was like, holy shit! It's like they went so fast I couldn't do anything.
What was the speed on the Shock?
It was something ridiculous. It was Hermit Yoda too, and I think they had it on the Hermit Yoda. Hermit Yoda was like 350 speed. I was like, damn.
Oh, damn.
So it can get a little wonky with that comp. So, but you see, that's the kind of stuff you see with Jedi Master Luke. So,
Yep.
Thanks for the question, Nathan H. Very much appreciated. He's had another one here. Says Nathan H. says, "How did DPK get the nickname Susspool?"
Oh, god damn it!
You can answer it, or you don't have to answer. It's up to you.
It was the first night I played Among Us with RSG on your was it the 36-hour stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I got the nickname, because my first game ever I played as a imposter, didn't know the game at fucking all, and hopped an event right in front of Fury, and she's like, what are you doing? Shit. So that's why.
All right, let me see the next question here. All right. Okay, sorry. So it's reloading here. All right, Darsign 1972 question. For the love that is all... All right, Darsign says, for the love that is all holy, when is CG going to address the gear crunch? Cartex was not a gear relief. I seriously dread gearing the Bad Batch. It's getting really ridiculous. Thoughts? I've addressed this. I said it with Crumb. I mean, and asked him this about the gear crunch. So he said something they're looking at. I've been adamant about this. I think Cartex is bullshit. When it was first portrayed, we all know this. It was like it was supposed to alleviate the gear crunch. It didn't. It made it 1,000 times worse. Cartex are awful. The need to have Cartex is awful, and it's awful because on top of they didn't address. See, the problem is they didn't address not only stun cuffs, stun guns, and Corbantes. Now, there's more place you can get them, but I mean, the sheer amount that you need is just ridiculous, especially stun guns, and they're so hard to get. But then you add the Cartex on there. Now, the problem with Cartex is if you're not in a guild like me, you're not getting a good chance of getting them, because I'll tell you what, I farm Cartex off that node every day. I'm farming Cartex religiously, and the drop rate is atrocious. And so when you're requiring characters, and I've done them, BAM and some of these other ones, and then you look at Bad Batch, that's ridiculous. Don't sit there, CG, and tell me that this is supposed to alleviate the gear crunch when it is obvious it has gone 1,000% the other direction and made it worse. And I think it's something that they need to address and figure out, because I don't mind, say, a spot here and there you need, like, say, 200 total Cartex. I mean, if you want to make the final piece to get to Relic 100 Cartex, fine. But the fact that you put it everywhere else, it's intentional. It's meant to make people spend money. It is not alleviating the gear crunch. Just don't be disingenuous about it. It's definitely a money sink, and it's ridiculous. I mean, that's my thoughts on it. DPK, I'll let you speak on it.
So, I mean, I think they need to lift the requirement to have a character at 7-star to get them to Gear 12. That's stupid. Start there. Let us get 3-star Gear 12 tunes. And start putting, that it'll give us like baseline for what we need to get them to gear 13. We don't have to go find a character that share the same gear. But to alleviate the gear crunch, I mean, I'm dreading getting BAM.
It's awful. It's the worst gear I've ever done.
I'm not looking forward to it. And having these marquee characters between the gear levels 9 and 12 or 9 and 11, having them require 200 two full chirotechs on a gear level, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I get you want to try to bait people into spending, but do it a little more classy.
Well, I think what they were trying to do is like, okay, let's add Cartex in place of some of these other gear pieces. But the problem is you didn't alleviate the other gear pieces.
Exactly.
You know, so
they just gave us another one to farm.
Right. So it totally missed the mark on what it was supposed to do if that was their intent. It's something they really need to address because it's a pain in the ass, and
I agree.
It's frustrating, and it's so stupid. I mean, it's just like Bad Batch. I'm just sitting there like,
they're still sitting at gear 1 level 1. I'm not.
I'm gonna work on them. I'm gonna get them to 7 stars, but I'm gonna take my time with them because that's 1,600 Cartex. I mean, I'm sorry.
What?
400 apiece. So, I'm just looking at it like, I'll take my time.
They're not required for anything. I'm never gearing those. God damn, 6. Yeah, I mean, that was like when the droid, when GG got his rework, everybody was like, I don't want to spend almost 2,000 Carbantes to sink into them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that, and the other thing too is that the gear has changed, and so with Cartex, just make it the finalizer piece, because really the characters now, the end game now is not gear 12, it's relic, and it's bad enough that we have to go through just relicing characters. That's a whole different story when it comes to gear, using the salvage and using salvage and getting the right side salvage pieces at a cantina and getting those things. That's the new mark of what a character is. It's not gear 11. It's not circuit boards. It's not gear 11. It's not gear 12. I mean, gear 12 possibly you can say that's the benchmark now. But really it's relic. Getting characters to relic. That's where it is. So for me, gear 1 through 12 should be dinky dunk bullshit, or at least through gear 11. So say gear 11 is dinky dunk bullshit. Then gear 12, or if you want to up the ante and say, hey, this is the mark you got to get past, and you got to have 100 Cartex, that's fine. But if you think there's like 200 plus characters in the game and they each require 100 Cartex, I mean, you do the math there real quick. I mean, 200 times 100, that's a lot of Cartex. I don't even want to
talk about the double drops. I'm so frustrated.
Yeah, and the thing about double drops, it's really nice. We had the double drops for May the 4th, but and as I said, I
didn't finish anything I wanted, and I was close.
Yeah, because 0 times anything is still 0.
Exactly.
So if you didn't hit anything, it's awful.
I put 3 refreshes into Piet and walked away with 2 shards. Yeah. 2 fucking shards. I about threw my phone into oncoming traffic.
It's like if you don't hit anything, I mean, for the salvage, I did mainly focus on salvage with Cantina. I got a lot of salvage. It was really nice.
Oh, that was nice. Yes.
But the ships and stuff that I was working on is like, nah, I didn't get hardly anything, because I remember I rolled and I think I hit a 2 and then a 2 and then I got lucky and got a 4, but that means I only rolled 2 shards. I was just like, get the hell out of here. And I know people, and I was farming Cartex too, but the drop rate on those is so bad. So I'd go from getting, I had one that was 16. I got 16 Cartex. Well, that's nice. And then I got 2. I was like, damn, I only hit 1 Cartex out of a 20 pull. That's awful.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then I think they had speed completely shut off for mods because I rolled an ass ton of mods and sliced.
So I actually I used the double drops for getting 6A or 6E slicing mats. That's all I did. I was like, I need more 6Es, so I'm not gonna worry about slicing mods. So for 3 days, I was farming literally only 6E mods rather.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. But yeah, it's nice to get double drops, but I've always said at least make it they did that with Zetas in the store where they changed it where it was
The random RNG didn't screw you.
yeah. At least you get a make it at least a guarantee of one shard. But because there's nothing more frustrating when you're trying to roll, and we've had stories in the chat. People are trying to work on stuff, and there's nothing more frustrating when you get zero.
And especially when you're using your crystals that you do your climbs for to get.
Yeah, don't give me the argument. Well, there's other stuff that's on those nodes that drops. Yeah, but that's ancillary bullshit that nobody needs or cares about, right?
Yeah, I'm shard farming because I want to finish these shard.
Yeah, I want for the character. I don't. The other stuff is it's secondary. It's not my primary focus.
Yeah,
it doesn't really do anything for me. So yeah. It's frustrating. So, all right, let's go to the next question. Skywalker Vader, hey, our Canadian brother up there representing the Skewer Nation, says, question for GAC. When facing Galactic Legend Kylo and typical First Order team, what's the best counter? When using Galactic Legend Emperor, what's the best team for him to use? So first of all, there's two questions here. Typically, Galactic Legend Kylo, you can use another Galactic Legend, or the team that I use is Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, Hermit Yoda, Basla, and Old Ben Kenobi. We use that counter all the time, and it works. There's sometimes RNG kind of gets you. I'm like, usually if I don't beat it, it's just Kylo left. It was just Kylo versus Luke. I just didn't quite get there, but it works pretty effectively. And then I was like, all right, go clean this up with something, and I usually do. I go there like Thrawn fractures ass and just burn him down. But now, that's really your only options. I mean, typically that work consistently. You can't use troopers. You can't use Darth Revan. I mean, Kylo just wrecks too many teams with defense, and depends on the defensive setup that they're using with that. But if it's a typical First Order team, you should have no problem using Galactic or Jedi Knight Luke. Now, your other question was, what is the best Galactic Legend Emperor best team to use with him? I'm going to make this pretty simple for you, Skywalker Vader. On defense, you're not using him on defense.
Don't use him on
too
defense.
Many counters. Troopers eat that shit alive. Of course, the troopers with Dark Trooper eat a lot of teams alive. But typically, what you see for him is he's used on offense. You throw a wad on there, and then you go have a party. I see some people will put a tank in there, like Sith Empire Trooper. Now in Arena, I see people using Vader and Basla, Darth Revan and Malak, and they'll throw that team around there, or Treya, Nihilus, Revan and Basla, or Malak and Basla, as the different combinations that they'll put on there. But it doesn't really matter. Kylo Ren still eats that alive. It doesn't matter what you put with him. I've seen teams even put Watt on there. I'm like, that's not going to do anything. Kylo's going to ramp up and just destroy him. But it's always on offense. You usually see Watt and armor and another tank with him, just so that you put the stuff on them. You don't really care if the other characters die, and then C just does his thing. I mean, he basically solos. I've seen people use solo. Who did it the other day? I think KP67 used him solo on a CLS team. I was like, are you really going to use that? He's like, yep, and he did. I mean, C is a powerhouse on offense, but he sucks on defense. Way too many counters, way too many ways to kill his monkey ass.
I was going to say it's also a lot to do with the AI.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to use them in Arena, I'm sure you can see different comps. Because when you're using them in Arena, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're facing Rey or who you're facing. You're controlling it, and he's going to dominate. But on defense, yeah, I mean, I've used troopers. When I see C on defense, I'm like, trooper time.
Yep.
And even before I had Dark Trooper, I mean, my troopers would kick that ass. So I mean, yeah, he's gonna go first, but he's going to link, but it doesn't matter. I just like, all right, what do you got there? Okay, let me just beat that ass and kill characters one at a time. Once the troopers get
Yep.
going, they're gonna burn them down. Starts with Dark Trooper. So, like, hopefully give you some ideas about what you're doing with now Geo Kylo. Yeah, that's a different story. You need a Galactic Legend. You need a Kylo, your own Kylo, which is not the best when you're mirroring, but Luke will do it easily, Rey will do it easily, and then the Jedi Luke team I just mentioned will do it easily. Depending on the comp too, I've seen people use Vader. That's not a guaranteed comp as well. Mainly because if they have tanks in there, it can be a little wonky. But I've seen people do it, different Vader comp, so you can use that as well. All right. Next question. Darksign 1972 question. If you had to speculate on the next 10 characters needed for Kenobi, what would you guess? Oh boy, here we go. Let's go through the list. Okay, what do you think? I'm going to start saying you say you agree or not, DPK. Cody.
For sure.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, absolutely.
And the rest of the Jedi Council.
Bingo.
We already know Ace and Ayla are on there, so if we go through the rest of the Jedi, if we add Cody to the mix, let's go
Cody
through
and Qui-Gon. Like that's the only one that, like, because they did say it was the Revenge of the Sith rendition of him, right?
Yeah, so possible ones that they could do. Definitely Shak. I mean, if we're thinking Jedi Council, I don't think Shakti was on the council, so she could be on that.
Well, I think she spent a lot of time on Camino overseeing the
yeah, she was teaching.
training.
I did the lore video on that. That's absolutely correct.
Yep.
So I think a character that could be needed, Gas, possible. There's two versions of Anakin. There's Jedi Anakin and there's Gas. I think one of those is going to be needed for Kenobi.
Yeah,
The other one will be needed for
that's probably
Lord Vader.
Yeah, that's probably a good assumption.
Who else we got on the Jedi Council? I think Grandmaster Yoda. Yeah, I think he'll be needed. Cam is a possibility. It wouldn't shock me. Now, people keep bringing up Cam like. What do do you think they're going to bring him on here? And if they do, what's that going to do? If Cam comes in, they're going to have to do something with like weekly shipments and packs for you to get him. Now he's been here out for a year and a half. Since the light side.
No, almost a year and a half now.
Yeah, year and a half coming up on. It's actually getting closer to 2 years than it is.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in December.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 years. So. About a year and a half, and so he's a character that's they made light side TV so difficult that if they don't do that, they're going to regret it because no one's going to spend money. If the only way you can get Cam is through the battle,
yep,
no one's going to spend anything because it's just like why? I mean, why would I spend money on gear and stuff? But Qui-Gon Jinn, Cody, Grandmaster Yoda, I think possibly Gas, possibly Cam. Some of the other people that were on the Jedi Council, Plo Koon, Luminara, Ima Gundy. Was Ima Gundy? Yeah, I think he was on the council. I can't remember if he was.
I don't know if he was actually on the council or not.
I don't think he was. I don't think he might have been. But Lumi definitely was. I know Plo Koon definitely was. So was Kit
Plo Koon, Lumi, yeah.
Kit Fisto was. Keanu Mundi was.
Well, Kit Fisto was a newer member.
But he still counts. I mean, he was on there.
And he did die viciously to Sidious in the council room.
He got bitched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 8 characters we just mentioned off the top of our head. That's 8 right there. I mean, the other 2. I'm trying to think who else they could put on there.
Barris.
Barris is not on the count. She turned to the dark side.
I know.
She ain't gonna be on there. Who else? I think he said the ones.
So we said Cody.
Yeah, Cody. Maybe
Qui-Gon.
Clone Sergeant. Someone said Clone Sergeant. I was like, that's a possibility.
About that.
Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's 8 right there off the top. Because we already got Mace and Ayla. Maybe they put ETH on there. Maybe they put Mima Gundy. You know, I don't know. I think it's going to be mainly Jedi with like Cody and maybe another character, ancillary character or something like that.
Or maybe they put another marquee on there.
Now, someone, and someone mentioned like, well, it's 50-50. They did it for half the Galactic Legends, half they didn't. They had a dark side character required for light and light side character required for dark side character. If they were to do that, I think Grievous might be one that they add as a character you need for Kenobi. I mean, they were arch enemies. I mean, Maul and Grievous make sense, right? Kenobi fought them more than anybody. Good lord. But it seems that we got Sir Loki here. Sir Loki, are you alive?
I am here. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man.
It sounds like you just woke up and like, oh my god, it's early.
It's always early for Jedi Academy, but I am here.
Well, we're speculating on what we think are going to be the next 10 characters. We've been asked, Loki. We already threw Cody out there, Gas, and a bunch of the Jedi. Is there any other characters that you heard us talking about that you think might be on there? I mentioned Grievous, but is there anyone else you think that they might put on there? Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of that, but who knows, man? I mean, hopefully it's not Bad Batch.
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
But yeah, it could be Jedi Council members, could be Cam, could be the clones, you know, like what you mentioned, Cody, Sergeant, maybe Rex, I don't know. But
oh yeah, I didn't think about Rex.
Yeah, only 10 slots. I mean,
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's a lot of slots, but there's a lot of, you know, tunes that we already have that could slide in there. So, I don't know who the dark side one would be.
I'd say Grievous. He's not needed for anybody else. I think Grievous would be the one that they would go with. Makes the most sense, right? I mean, Maul was already used on another Galactic Legend. Maybe they crossed it, but I would think Grievous, if they're going to do a dark side character. I mean, that's just my thought, speculation on it. Relic 7 Grievous. Get ready for it, baby.
Well, they're not shy with the Relic 8s, I'll tell you that.
No, they're not. I think we may get into one or two more Relic 8s. I mean, just lock it in, baby.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3 total Relic 8s. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
That would make sense.
Well, look, everybody. Look who showed up. It's been a while, but the blunder from down under, Heinze, or as Scotty M likes to call them, testicles with eyeballs. Oh, God. So horrifying thoughts. If you actually think about it. Heinze, what's going on, man?
Lucky I'm not a twin. Anyway, that's all different story. No, hey guys, morning. Hope you're all well.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm a bit late.
It's okay. He writes precisely when he means to.
Well, that's right. I was going for the fashionably late entrance, and I was just
you're very fashionably late. Yeah. So Heinze, we're talking speculation. We've been asked. I knew this question was coming. Next 10 characters we think are coming. The ones we've already thrown out are a lot of the Jedi Council, Cody, Qui-Gon added to that, and then we're thinking like a dark side. If they added one, would be Grievous. Any other characters on your radar that you think that they're going to add?
I think all of those are pretty legit. I believe that makes a lot of sense. Certainly. There's no reason why they can't do, and you know how they always do a flipped character, the dark side character. You need to farm.
Yep.
I've got Maul on my Relic 8 list at the moment to do. I just have a think he's going to be needed, certainly. Cam is certainly another one that's really interesting as to whether they include Cam or not. That's certainly the go. I think someone like Eth Koth, I think we're going to need guys like that as well that no one really has farmed up. I think that there's certainly options.
Unless your name is a Dastra.
Well. Yeah.
Yep. I think so too. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they still could throw us a curveball like, "Hey, you need all 4 Bad Batch." I'm like, "Well, there went me spending money on that because I'm not spending that kind of money for Bad Batch and then have to spend all that money for Jedi Master Kenobi. I'm just not doing it." So
picture change. I can't see them using Bad Batch. I mean, I think that we find the majority of characters are relevant to that type of character. And again, we know Bad Batch are big right now. I think that they're sort of their own niche market, so to speak. And I think that they'd be alienating a lot of the player base if they decide to use Bad Batch as a requirement. I just don't think there's much benefit in that. I really don't.
I don't either, because it's going to be crazy enough just trying to get these other characters done. And look who it is. It's the GAC Whisperer, Thane Kyrell. Thane, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going?
Well, we're talking about the next 10 requirements for Jedi Master Kenobi. You have any thoughts on this, my friend?
Cody?
We already said Cody.
Yeah, I think Cody and Qui-Gon are a bit of a lock.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, these events, they kind of follow a certain structure, right? So we can't go too crazy with the requirements. They kind of have to at least make some sense in the events, because we use these characters in a certain way.
Yeah.
So, they follow a certain storyline.
Yeah.
They're like recreating from the shows and the movies.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be mainly the characters like Cody, Qui-Gon, the Jedi Council, all these characters, right? And then Grievous, I think will be the dark side one.
GM White might be a requirement.
Yeah, I think Grandmaster Yoda will be a requirement. I mean, we went through the Jedi Council and like that's like 6-7 characters right there. That you could add, or just members, just Jedi from that time period. Ethan and Imagundi are characters that are from that timeline. You could add those into just as part of it and stuff. Look who else showed up. It's Warrior from Warrior Presents. Look at this guy showing up.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this. Warrior, man, perfect.
The
timing.
window to the wall.
With the sweat drip off. Okay, not gonna finish that.
Anyways,
what's going on, partner?
What's going on?
Not much, man. We are talking about the next 10 requirements we think will be needed for Jedi Master Kenobi. We've already stated some obvious ones, like I threw gas in there, but Cody, Qui-Gon, I thought one of the Anakins would be needed, and then like most of the Jedi Council.
Bad Batch.
We didn't throw Bad Batch in there. We were like, none of us think that Bad Batch is going to be required for this. What do you think?
4 marquee characters, Bad Batch. That's what I think. You got to remember, they do stuff like that. There's got to be a reason to spend money, and those guys are a reason to spend money. Old characters that everybody has, especially ones that people were already spending money on, gearing them up because of Cam. They've already, a lot of those characters like Qui-Gon Jinn are being geared up. Ayla was being geared up because of Cam. So for a lot of those high-end characters or players, so they're going to make some of those prerequisites. I think Qui-Gon Jinn, Ayla, things like that. But Bad Batch is not out of the question. In fact, I think that we would be silly not to consider the absolute newest characters. They almost always bring out the newest characters and then require them in them. In fact, pretty much every one of them that they did. Well, they did that with Rey and Kylo. So I don't see why they wouldn't do that here.
Well, they're not going to make a lot of money if they do that, because a lot of other baby crack and whales are not going to spend that kind of money to get one Bad Batch stars and then Bad Batch gear and then have to go back in and gear all these other characters. I mean, the Krakens will be able to get it, but then everybody else will be like, nah, not interested.
Hunter is already farmable with your daily earnings.
Yeah, you get him out of the Shard store. Yeah, I'm already farming him. Yeah,
and he actually dropped on the annual or the weekly store even. With the weekly store, if you go on Thursdays when we set the store, you can go to the store.
Is he in the weekly store?
Yeah, he's already in the weekly store.
He is.
With Ayla, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. So they're fast tracking him for a reason. They're going to fast track all of them. And there's a reason why they're doing that. So they have justification. I'm telling you, they're going to upset all of you. But the reason why is they say GLs they're over time. You don't have to get them right away. And these characters will all be farmable in the next 30 days anyway, by crystals. And then in the next, 6 weeks after that, they'll all be farmable. So you can get your GL in 2 months. So stop your whining. That's what they're gonna say.
I'm not gonna make much money doing that.
That's not. Yeah.
I'm sorry, they're just not, because it's one thing for the stars, But the gear on those guys, I mean, I gave the number to DPK here a second ago and was like, yeah, it's 1,600 Cartex just for 4 of them. And he was like, what?
I haven't looked at them. They gear 1, level 1.
That's exactly where they're making their money, and that's the thing. Every character, the old characters, they don't make any money on those characters. Have you geared up an Ayla? Like, there's no requirements to Ayla's gear. Like,
yeah, she's not gear 12, and you have to start getting the furnaces and stuff like that.
But I mean, in Qui-Gon, I mean, he flies to gear 10 accidentally. You're like, whoops,
exactly.
landed on a gear 10. You're like, oh, that was an accident. So I think that's the whole point. They heavy loaded the cryos on these guys on purpose because they want to force everyone through this channel of crapola gear intentionally if you want this new character. It's a jerk move, but it's Capital Games, you guys. What were we expecting?
Well, I mean, I figured that, they're going to make their money. I think that they were going to make their money because I think they're going to add Cam, and it's going to be a requirement, and you're going to have to get packs or him out of the weekly shipment, something like that. Because as we said, Lightside TV's been out for a year and a half, basically. So that would be the character they would make some money on. They're going to make money off gear because a lot of people, I mean, if they add like Eth Koth and Plo and all these other characters that I don't do anything with those stupid ass characters.
My God, they can't do Cam. They just can't do Cam.
Watch them do Cam, baby. You said they can't watch them do Bad Batch.
Dude,
watch them do Cam, baby.
Dude, if they do that, that would be upsetting. And this is why go look at the lifetime, how many people play the game actively, and then how many people actively have a 7-star cam, because it would require like a 7-star cam, probably Relic 8, because they're just buttholes like that. So, but if you do, it's literally like 2% of all of the game players. That's enough to make people either quit or leave their guild for another guild that could get them cam shards, because they would want this Galactic Legend, and they'd have to, right? Like, I have to leave to get cam. And it woit take them a 6-month journey at the new guild to even do that. So this would require them leaving and require them. So it would just totally F up every guild, and it would require a 6-month journey. That would be enough to make most people want to quit. And it would ruin a bunch of guilds. I have a 5-star cam.
Same here.
So I would just I don't think. I mean, if they did, they might say, "Oh, he's a 5-star requirement." But then what happened is he couldn't actually complete the mission at 5 stars. You know what I mean? It would be some bull crap like that, like, "Oh, you can do it at 5 stars, but it's impossible." I don't know. I'm nervous about that. That's the only prerequisite. I think they're going to throw him in with Bad Batch, honestly, and I'm not happy about that. And it'll be the last 5 will be the 4 Bad Batch and Cam, and I'm nervous about that.
All right. Anybody else thoughts on this?
I mean, I definitely don't. So canonically speaking, the Galactic Legend events have followed canon. Like, they have things that, they've all interacted with each other. The characters have interacted. And canonically speaking, the Bad Batch didn't do anything with Kenobi.
Yeah,
so that's why I think
now
I would be pleasantly surprised.
I will say,
surprised if they don't.
Here's what I will say: you better bet your ass if they get a dark side Anakin, Lord Vader, Bad Batch is going to be required for that I think that's
that I could believe.
That's where they're going to make that money off of Bad Batch.
Yeah, this could be setting up the dark side GL that's coming out.
Yeah,
a month,
that's where I think that's where I think they're going to drop those suckers. Hey, you want to get Lord Vader? Hey, have you seen the Bad Batch? Start farming those Cartex, baby, because they're coming. So I think that's where they're going to make their money on that too. So, as I said, I'm farming Bad Batch on the shipments. I just got another 800 shards out of the shipments, and I'll do the weekly shipments for these guys. I mean, I don't mind getting like a couple vaults and just getting them out of the weekly shipments and out of the shipment store. But I was not going to spend $300+ to get, the packs, when they had it where, hey, roll this and you can get Swevens all the time. Yeah, it's a great feeling to roll nothing but Swevens. Now, of course, Loki rolls and gets 300, but the rest of us poor schmucks have to get 5s and Swevens out the yin yang.
Loki needs to rub some of his luck on all of us.
I
guess.
tried. He won't do it. All right. I begged. All right, so we got a good panel here. Let's start rocking and rolling with everybody here, and I'll start.
Get out of here. Do you remember the relic pulls you got last stream?
1 out of 800 million of these pulls that I've ever done, and you're gonna. I mean, yeah, I killed it yesterday with that relic pack. I couldn't believe it. I got the 4% on both of them. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe my luck yesterday. I maxed. First one I got everything possible. I got the 4%. I got all the best, even the relic 8. And then we pulled the second one, and it only showed 4. I'm like, this is where they screw me. $39.99, but it was all relic 8. I was like, holy shit! I did it! I won the game! Yay!
Damn.
Yeah, but if I was to pull character packs, I'd get hosed somehow, some way. All right, so that was all the speculation on the next 10 characters. We'll see what happens. All right, where's the map? I'm just gonna start with Heinze here, and we'll open it up. I'll go to one person. I'll ask a question, but everyone else can jump in. Darcy, Nathan Ace's question: what Empire or Sith comp would you recommend with Dark Trooper? My troopers are awful. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
I have a comp and I love it so much.
I only really, my troopers are really good.
Same.
I've got Dark Trooper at Relic 8. Or sorry, you guys know I call him Frank the Tank.
Mine's Relic 8 too. Absolutely, brother.
Frank the Tank. So again, yeah, I run a trooper lineup mainly. Sith sort of lineup, obviously you could run him under an EP or a Vader type lead as well. Anything with
good.
P, it's pretty handy. You'll need a tank in there to eat it up a bit as well. Shore's obviously good off the bat. But yeah, my one that I obviously use is troopers, so I use Veer's lead. Moff Gideon, I've got him up at 356 now, so he just shuts him down.
Mm-hmm.
Piet, I use Range Trooper and Dark Trooper, and that just does some beautiful work. It really is fun. Yeah, and it's a really fun team to play. So
it really is.
Yeah. Again, obviously, Ranger, whatever your lineup, mate, is probably better than that. But yeah, I'm a trooper guy.
No, I like Stark in there too, just because of when they start getting the debuffs going, he starts hitting like ridiculous numbers, and just for the call and assist. I think I like Range Trooper too because just more call and assist. It's all about call and assisting Dark Trooper and just having him do that robot punch. I was actually watching Loki when it really turned me on to this. Loki's like, "Oh, it's Darth Rabbit. I'm gonna use troopers. You are." Yep, and then I just watched him. One shot Bat-Slow, one shot Marauder, one shot Darth Rabbit. I was like, "Oh my sweet Jesus, what is this?"
I took out. Last night we took out a CLS team and they didn't even get a turn.
Yeah, it's dumb, man. They
shut them down with Gideon, and just after that, it's just game on. They just went to town. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because Gideon, with his once he goes. He basically shuts any team down. It doesn't matter. Trooper's going to do his damage. It's a fun team. I can't tell you how much fun I have of just giggling like a little kid when I see Dark Trooper just go in there and just one-shot manhandle every single character. It's just ridiculous. Loki was right. It's the best marquee character we've gotten this year. I 1,000% agree on that. Loki, that was a good call. It was a good spend and a good relic 8. I've been... God damn, that dude is unbelievable. All right, let's get off me fanning over Dark Trooper here. We'll go to the sexy Buddha himself. Darsign 1972 Loki says, question, what is everyone's cam star level? I will have him 7 stars after the next TB. Additionally, will you take him to Relic 7? Well, I think you would have a, Relic 8 cam, Loki?
Yeah.
Tell the folks how good he is, because I've seen you use him. He's stupid good.
He's good.
Like,
there's nothing more I can say, man. He substitutes for the attacker on your team. So if you can pull Gas off the team, you can pull Jedi Knight Luke off like JML and throw Cam in there, and it's totally fine. So he stretches out your roster plenty, and he's just good, man. Especially if you have Jedi Master Luke. He's just super good.
Yeah.
A lot of call to assist. He does the armor shred. You can get your 11% in the Phase 4 Crankor. He replaced Gas on that Jedi Ray team for the Crankor. So yeah, overall he's phenomenal. So definitely, I mean, he's like the Jedi Dark Trooper, you know. So
he is.
He's good.
Heinzie, now your Cam, where's he at?
Mine's at 6-star at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 more TBs and I'll have him all maxed out.
Okay.
I have all the gear ready to take him to Relic immediately.
All right,
Yeah.
Okay, Warrior, you said yours is 5 stars like mine. What about you, DPK?
Mine will be 6-star in about 5 days.
Okay, so after the next mission, you'll have him 6-star. Okay, and then now, Thane, you have what relic level on your Cam?
Oh, I have a relic game, man. He was one of the first ones I did.
Okay, so you went relicate on him immediately. Yeah, he's one of those characters you want to relicate. See what we're missing out on Warrior? God damn it!
Yeah, man, it was rough. Like on your last GAC, I was like, man, if only you had Cam. Man.
I know, I can't do anything.
That double tap is brutal.
I mean, that mission to get him is so stupid. I mean, I've done it twice where I've remodded my team, outstanding mods, gone in there, and the first time I recently, they just went right after Fives. They wouldn't hit anybody else. They just went right after Fives, burned him to the ground. I was like, get the piss out of here. I hate that mission so much, man. It's stupid. It really is.
I will say this, since I started having somebody just have a second set of eyes on the match, I've passed it 100% of the time.
Well, I'm going to try to get as many eyes as I can.
The last 3 times I was able to complete the mission 2 times before that in the last year.
Yeah, I've only completed a couple times. My success rate is in the toilet.
I'm just saying it helps getting a second set of eyes.
Yeah, I agree. I
think Wolfpack claims they got like a 95% success rate when you stream it. Maybe that's an option. I know sometimes, obviously you do a lot of work, so I get it.
I hate that mission. It's so much. Just thinking about it, I'm gonna PTSD.
I agree.
Can I jump in quickly?
Yes, go for it.
If you don't mind, sorry, I don't mean to butt in.
I told you to jump in. I said we.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. Shit,
God damn it, Heinz! When I say I asked the question and then anybody else
can't
can
take
jump
me
in.
anywhere. You know that.
God damn it! That's cool with eyes.
Okay. Perfect example is that we took Cam pretty light. We were getting, I think, 22 to 24 stars across the guild. We then made a decision that every member streamed it. We then went basically overnight from 26 to 37. 24 to 37. It works. Absolutely works. The people that didn't get it were the ones that didn't stream it for other reasons. And it's mandatory now with mine because it works. 95% rate. Those that get an extra set of eyes on that know what they're doing. And most of it's getting the modding right. As we know, modding is key with that. Mm-hmm. You're going to get RNG dropouts and you'll always have issues every once in a while. There's things that you can't control, but it'll take a lot of the variation out of it. If you just got someone just watching and making sure you get it right, that know what they're doing with it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, well, I've tried that and I still, as I said, they went right after Fives and then after that I was like, get the hell. I actually came close last time being in, also I'm like, oh no, they didn't. It's like, God damn it. All right. All right, so we did. Okay, next question to you, DPK. Nathan says, I will watch the guys, but any advice for the JML event? I am farming tickets now. That one's pretty easy.
I think the hardest one was the one where you only got to use Jedi Knight Luke and R2.
Yeah, but not really.
I think that's the hardest one.
That's Jedi Knight Luke event, or is that Jedi Master Luke event?
Oh shit, it is. My bad.
Yeah, Jedi Master Luke is different. This is the Galactic Legend one. I think, and this is he's farming. He's getting tickets probably for
JML. I'm sorry, that's my mistake.
There's nothing hard on that one. I mean, even the ultimate one is like you just call Luke the entire all 4. I mean, we've done it a million times, and then he just goes ultimate,
and Kylo goes.
I don't think there's anything to it, man. I mean, if Nathan H, if you have any issues, just message me, man. It's not that hard. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I don't think I struggled with it at all.
I think that
that was by far the easiest one out of them all.
Yeah, the C one's harder because Sidious in that first round, and if you don't have the Zeta, it can get wonky. But I mean, yeah, the Luke one was easy peasy, man. All right, next question. We'll go to Warrior from TLMad92. Hey, fellow streamer. He says, question, Warrior, and anybody else who wants to jump in. How do you guys like modding JML? How do you like to mod JML there, Warrior?
Jedi Master Luke, really, I did a lot of protection primaries and, some speed secondaries. It's nice to outspeed the other JMLs that I'm facing in arena, but you don't have to have a ton of speed. I've got about 150 speed on him. I know other people that do more. And then the primary, if you're running him in arena, you've got him under, JKR, so you're going to have protection recovery. So protection primaries are nice for the protection recovery. So I'm sure there's others that have specific strategies because they're running him differently. And if that's the case, then they may want to jump in.
Yeah, I mean, I run a complete health set with protection, primaries, and so he's got a ton of health and ton of protection, and I mean, really good speed secondaries on that set. So you could go that route if you've got the mods. I mean, it's one thing to say, it's the other thing to have it. So I mean, mine's decently fast, but he's not like over the top fast because, to me it's like, it's Jedi Master Luke. I mean, I just want him to be beefy and stuff and have him, like you said, that protection important because you get all those bonuses for the Jedi and stuff, to give him all that stuff. So yeah, there's a few ways to do it, but mainly I've only seen health set or I've seen speed set with health, something along those lines with protection. So all right, here's a question for everybody. We're going to start off with Thane. Nathan A's question: who would you most like to face in GAC who you have not faced?
Heinze. I made that very clear.
Knew it was coming. Yeah. I knew it.
I think we all want to face Heinze.
I'm the only one sitting here that has.
I know, man. Jealous.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was.
I've been wanting to face Heinze for a while, man. So yeah, Heinze. Yeah.
I got stitched up though. 2 Galactic Legends versus Cole's 3. That helped a lot. That was a great idea at the time. Didn't think of that. But,
tomato potato.
Little jerk. Dead set little jerk. But we had a ball, didn't we? We were going backwards and forwards head to head at the time, and yeah, it was just really cool to dance back and forwards. It was great. Had a ball.
All right. Now, Warriors, anybody on your list who you'd like to face?
I'd love to face Arnold. I mean, he's the master GAC, guy. He's always streaming his Grand Arena Championships. And when I came back 6 months ago, I felt like a fish out of the water because I hadn't played in, over a year. And I was starting to get my feet wet again, starting to learn all the counters again and stuff. And now I'm back up. I went from 6.8 million to 8.4 million. So I'm getting closer to where he's at. And, it'd be fun to have a stream against him. I think that'd be good times. Yeah,
I think someone in my range would be Cubs. Me and Cubs going at it would be fun, I think.
Maybe for you.
Yeah.
I would love to face Cubs too.
Okay, Loki, who's on your radar? Anybody you'd like to face?
Good old Maurice. That's who I want to face.
There we go. Gom versus the sexy Buddha, man. Goblin penis versus sexy Buddha. Boy, that'd be a fight into the half. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, we had the fight with Loki versus Thane. That was epic. And I mean, that was an epic fight when you two went at it. So, yeah. Yeah, you missed it yesterday, Loki. Boo Boo Kitty versus KP67s. We streamed it.
I gotta watch the replay. I jumped in every once in a while when I could.
I know you did.
I was during my work time and all that, and then yeah, I met up with Finn last night. That was actually really fun.
Yeah, you tell us about how was that, man?
Good, man. Got to meet his fiance, and we were having issues trying to find some place to eat because we were in LA County and they're all locked down. So, but we ended up we found some spots and we hung out for the night, and it was good, man.
All right.
Good dude.
Yes, he is a very good dude. Even though he's a poor glover. He will always hold that against him. All right. Our next question goes to Thane. Question from Nathan H. Which galactic counter characters would you work on first? I plan to relic Watt, Thrawn, and Dark Troopers soon. If you had like a team, a list of characters, I mean, the two ones we always think about Thane is Luke and Vader counter for GLs. If you had to tell someone, they just got a Galactic Legend, they're thinking about doing, the counter teams, who would you recommend first?
The Luke Nukem team. So go like Revan, Gas, Luke, with like Basil and Herman and stuff. Because that will take out most GLs, I think, except for C. And then if you're gonna work on troopers, then your troopers take care of C. So that'll get your bases covered.
All right. Anybody else with a different counter that they want to throw out there? I mean, the Vader counter versus Rey and other stuff is pretty nice too.
Sorry, what was the question? I was coughing.
Which galactic counter characters would you work on first?
Vader.
Yeah.
Vader, Watt,
Vader,
Thrawn.
dude. Once you get that thing functional, I didn't stream it last night, or record it. Something's going on with my computer. I got to figure it out. But I got 60. I dropped 60 on a Rey, and it felt so good. Just blew her up. It's such a good feeling. And now Vader is a hard character to mod, so that does kind of put a damper on things. But once you can get the mods on him, man, just watching him go nuts, there's nothing stopping him. But let's be honest.
Yeah,
It's a clean counter. It's not super expensive, and it's a bunch of fun to play. Because you're just throwing the lightsaber and you're like, oh yay!
Yeah, you got that tactic, man. It's a beautiful thing to see Kylo or Rey gets destroyed. But we always talk about this when we're doing roster reviews now. If you work on a Galactic Legend, like you get Kylo, work on a counter. Then go get Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, get a counter, right? Because you don't want to go up there where you have 3 Galactic Legends and no counters whatsoever. That really limits you, because the only way you're going to beat a Galactic Legend is with your Galactic Legend. So Troopers are fantastic. Vader's fantastic. The Nukem team is fantastic. Anybody else got another suggestion for a counter that people like to use? Okay. So there you go.
The Jedi Knight Luke one is another one. That's why I kind of think JML is actually one of the better Galactic Legends to go for, because you get a Galactic Legend and a counter.
Yep. All right. I'll go to Thane here then. No, we did that one already. Okay. So we were at Heinze. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Yes, sir.
From Nathan H. Question. Oh God. Is Rose still the worst required character for a Galactic Legend farm, or has she been surpassed?
Okay. Right. So firstly, Rose is extremely important in this game. Right?
As what? A sacrifice to the Rancor?
Correct. That's all she's good for. Throw her in.
Right, you are, Cotton.
Gets eaten, but gets eaten by a mother, and that's it. Her job is done. Move on. Go on and get your big scores from that point on. So very, very important character.
Yeah, the relic on Rose hurt. Anybody else think that? I know the one on Krennic sucks too, but I mean, oh God.
Krennic, Maul,
and
Insidious, man.
Yeah, Krennic, Maul, and Insidious. Yeah, awful.
Dude, all those C freaking characters suck.
Yeah, but I don't know. Rose kind of takes the cake for me, man.
No, because you got a Zeta Sidious, man. That hurts even more.
Yeah,
that does. That puts a little bit of salt in the wounds. Hey, we have a 12-year-old joining us, I think.
Hey, look, it's that wanker Nev.
Yeah, sorry guys. My apologies for being late. I was in a FaceTime with my eldest.
No worries.
God. I'm changing the order I'm doing questions here, so if you guys see yourself change on the camera, that's just me doing stuff here. All right, Heinz, that was kind of a jokey question there, Heinze. Let's get a serious.
No, it's fine. It was relevant.
It sure was relevant. Rose Tico, so relevant.
Rose Tico is important.
Sure.
Super important for the Rancor just to get eaten the up. That's
it. All right, so here's a serious question for Heinz. He says, for Heinz, when Crumb alluded to to a shipload coming, is there either one, a new raid with ships, or two, more ships coming to the game? Good to see you and have a Foster's on me.
Oh, easy for you to say there, Ranger. That was a mouthful. Nice way of all that out. It was a good
ask
question.
your mom about a mouthful.
Oh, is this round 2?
You want to tussle there, Heinzie?
That was a lot of fun, man. That roast was great.
How did the roast go last night?
Oh, mate, it's uploaded. It's up on YouTube.
It's up on YouTube now, is it?
Yeah,
it was hilarious, Nev. I didn't stop laughing the whole time.
Yeah, it was on. It was on like Donkey Kong. No one held back, which is what I hoped for. It was funny. Anyway, sorry. Back to the question. Ship load of content. I think we're definitely getting the Bad Batch ship. I think that's a definite. I think that we've been waiting for some sort of ship raid for a while. I'd like to see something revolving around the Death Star. You guys know that. I've talked about it till I'm blue in the face by now. How we don't have a Death Star raid in this game really is just beyond belief. I just don't get it. So something like that would be pretty cool. I would just like to see a lot of just a bit of a ship. What's the word for it? A bit of a ship. I'd like a redo with the whole ship era. I think we need a few more to fill out some of the teams. I mean, Finalize is finally funny and niche, but it'd be great to have a first order tank with it. The Radis works great. Love to have a first order tank with it. Just fill in those gaps that we know are there, that a lot of them, you could basically take some of the kits from the other, ships that are already in the game and just apply it with a tag. Like, it's not rocket science. It really isn't. And I think that we just need to round out a lot more of those and give us a bit more variety, rock, paper, scissors style that we get with Arena. I'd like to see a bit of that in ships as well, because it's stale as hell right now. You got negotiated malevolence. That's it. Like, give us something else to muck around with. Yeah. There's capital ships there. Make us use them. Give us something to use them with. I think that would be pretty cool.
No, I can't stand ships. I think ships is boring. Anybody else thoughts? We think we're getting more ships this year? I thought this was going to be the year of the ships. So far, we've gotten Razor Crest. And
it's the last line of it's that all important last line of the road ahead. A
Crumb leaves,
a shipload more content.
The crumb that Crumb leaves in the bottom of his post.
I mean, we need a ships 3.0 because we haven't had. I mean, ships 2.0 was 2019 for God's sakes, And then they mothballed the fleet. I mean, they said in the Q&A in October of 2019 that the fleet raid that they had devs working on got mothballed. My biggest, I think that we will get a ships 3.0, but my biggest fear is that the ship raid gets delayed until 2023 when it's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and we get a Death Star raid, which is, we all want the Death Star. That's what we want the fleet raid to be, a Death Star raid. But my fear is that they literally just hold off for that raid until Return of the Jedi's 40th anniversary in 2023. And it'd be great, but we're having to wait another 2 years for a ship raid. Ugh. So yeah, but I absolutely agree with Heinzie. It needs a reboot or it needs a version 3.0. Ships, it's stale. It's either Negotiator or Malevolence in Fleet Arena, unless you're a Kraken and you've gone.
Worst part is everybody's going to think it's about a bunch of new ship content. In reality, it's just going to
be ship loadouts.
It's just going to be it's just going to be the new ship that everybody's unlocking that they're referring to. They're like, hey, ba-dum-ba.
Yeah. Exactly. So we look at ship load, and we look at ship load and think, oh, more ships, and all it's going to be is ship loadouts, and that's it. And it's
which we want.
Really, is that it? We want ship loadouts, but. If they just did ship loadouts in version 3.0, ships 3.0, we'd be like, well, give us some more ships as well, please.
It's like, let me see. I got 6 fleets here. Let me think. I wonder who we're going to put with what.
Here's one new ship, and it's the Bad Batch one. And it goes to the Galactic Republic. And
it sure does.
Oh, Please don't do that to us, Nev.
Where's Red 5 when you need him? All right, let's go to Sir Loki for the next question. Well, this is for everybody. Real quick, we'll go through everybody. Which division are you going to be with the new GAC changes from Nathan H? We'll start with Loki. You're going to be Division 1? Absolutely. Yeah, you're Division 1.
Division 1. Yep.
Division 1. Warrior, you're Division 1, right?
Yeah, I'm Division 1.
Okay. And then Heinze, you're Division 1?
Yes, sir.
All right. DPK, you are what division?
Division 2.
Yeah. I'm
barely in Division 2, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm Division 2. Thane, you're Division 1, I think, correct?
Yeah, I'll be Division 1.
Yeah, and then Nev, what division are you?
4. I go all the way back to 4. Yeah.
Division 4 here.
My pathetic, my 5.22 mil GP will drop me all the way back to 4. So that kind of sucks.
And you still got to put 3 teams on offense and defense.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not worried about that. I have my account has got one of the fluffiest bottoms in the world. So yeah, I mean, I had 6 teams left over after I did my 5v5 last night, and I had a crash on a Nuke Dooku team. So I had to throw in a reserve, and I still had 6 teams left afterwards. So I'm not worried. I really am not worried at all.
All right. Here's that was for kind of everybody. Question for you, Loki, and again, everybody else can jump in. And I know we've talked about this. Lord Wick 45 says, question: do you think they do a Bad Batch pack for shards, like 50 for each or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. They did it with Mandalorian. They've been spamming Mandalorian for like 4 months now, where you can just buy them all. And I can totally see that happening with Bad Batch. Especially if we're gonna need them for Jedi Master Kenobi. They'll probably throw that pack in there. You spend your $20, you get 25 of each of the Bad Batch, and then it speeds everybody up. We mentioned that CG is notorious for wanting to make money, but I really feel like they don't make money on the stars. They make money on the gear. So to give everybody a 7-star Bad Batch crew to gear them is just it's foolish not to make the shards available so easily, because then you got to spend your 2,500 Chirotechs or whatever, and that's where they make the money, because they got a bunch of gear packs, and that's what they do. So
it's over 9,000.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, and that's what they do. I don't know. I mean, I don't see them doing it any other way, and it's just what it is. I'm sure there's going to be a Galactic Challenge coming soon where you got to use all Bad Batch. So people are going to wail for that so they can get the loot box. And then the jury's out if we have to do JMK requirement, but we'll see.
All right.
Glow. I thought we'd agreed. I thought we'd agreed on Glow as the nickname for Jedi Master Kenobi.
Glow.
GL Obi-Wan.
No.
Glow Wrestling?
No.
You
expected something like that out of Heinze.
The glamorous ladies of wrestling.
No. We've been using HGK, High Ground Kenobi.
That's
what... That's a good. Yeah. They gotta do something with. I have the high ground in his kit.
Oh, they will. Hello there. I have the high ground.
Yep.
So uncivilized. Those are going to be in there. All right.
I hope they have a Sith are our speciality as a unique.
Yeah, Sith are our speciality. That'd be good. All right. Next question for DPK. Nathan H. Question: do you think GG will ever be a Galactic Legend? God pray that never is the case. I don't think he's in the game. It's like Grandmaster Yoda. Do we ever think any of those characters that are not Galactic Legends, they'll do a new version that are Galactic Legends? Because I don't see it. GG as a Galactic Legend, DPK? I don't think so.
I don't see it. I don't see the need to. I don't think so.
No.
Definitely Gamorrean guard as a Galactic Legend.
Oh,
yes.
that GG. Oh, that makes more
Classic.
sense. Why didn't you say that?
He did.
GGG.
My bad.
So I went to General Grievous.
Yeah, I did too.
Straight up Gamorrean Guard is the only GG I know.
Yes. That's our next or that'll be the original trilogy.
Oh God.
Galactic Legend confirmed
Galactic Legend
right now.
confirmed.
Sometime early next year.
Oh God. Oh my God.
I mean, they did use the sound from Malik and others. I mean, it's definitely every time Malik dies, it's Gamorrean Guards.
I don't actually think I've ever heard the squeal from him.
Turn up the sound the next time Malik dies, and you'll hear the Gamorrean Guard pig squeal die. It's hilarious.
Oh my God. All right.
Might actually have to play with the sound on tonight when I when I hop on the game.
Oh God. All right, here's a good question from well, we have one for you from DPK. I don't know why you just don't ask this, DPK, Christ's sakes. This is from DPK. It says, Warrior, how are you liking C-Pit raid, man?
It's pretty good when I catch it. I catch it about 70% of the time. I've got a couple of teams I enjoy. I try and do 2 or 3 of the phases. I average around 8 million from the 2 or 3 teams I do, and that gets me most of the time in the top 10, but sometimes I get bumped out. So I get anywhere from 3, 5, or 8, 10 pieces. It depends on where I land. But so I think I've got like 11 gear, 8 characters, so I'm doing okay with it. But nice. I miss a few. I think there was one I missed, and I was like 41st place. I got 1 piece. I was like, no.
Yeah, I forgot one of my C-Pits, and I got 1, and I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, it happens. But it's okay. I mean, for in-game content and stuff, I get it. I do like the change now where we can just kind of go in and mollywop it and then place our damage and stuff.
That it scales with a couple person versus the whole guild.
Yeah, I think that was smart.
All right.
It made it easier for lower guilds too, which I'm happy for. They can start getting that stuff.
All right, so here's actually a question that's not from DPK Warrior. I just saw that one. I'm like, really, DPK? I had to ask that.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Just shut up. All right, here's a good question for you, Warrior. Would you relic Sith Empire Trooper or Marauder first?
Marauder.
Yeah.
I mean, the Trooper's a tank, and so if you do really, really good at your modding, you can kind of overcompensate with the protection a little bit. And he's there intentionally to be a tank to soak up the damage. Marauder is a one-shot wonder, man. I mean, he is that glass tank but without relics, you're kind of like, is Marauder really a thing? You know what I mean?
Sure as hell ain't.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden you get him into relics, and then you get him relic 5 and above, and all of a sudden he's one-shotting fools, and you're like, oh. Plus he has a ship. Plus he has a tank, and that tank ship is amazing. Really, really good.
He's a GL requirement too.
And he's a GL requirement, absolutely. So there's just so many reasons why that's the route I would go first.
All right. All right, next question. We're going to go to Thing Kyrelli, the JC Whisperer. Well, this actually can go to anybody. Freeman, a.k.a. Mr. Cutie, says, question, did my first Twitch stream last night. Any advice, suggestions? Don't throw this to you, Thane, and then everybody else.
Oh, man, I think that's a better question for you guys.
I seen what you thought. You've been streaming with me for a while, brother.
Well, yeah, but I don't do any of the technical side. I mean, I guess the only advice I could probably give is make sure you engage with chat. That's what adds the fun to streaming. So that's probably the only real advice I can give.
Have fun.
Have fun. Get some buddies in the voice with you so that you got someone to have a conversation with. I mean, Heinzie, and Heinzie and Grid. They're like an awesomely funny duo. And if you throw alcohol into the mix as well, it just makes for great entertainment while a video game is getting played. So bring a buddy. Take a buddy on with you. take a buddy on with you, have a couple drinks. If you're both drinkers, and you just have some fun. Get someone that'll roast you maybe, or have a dig at you. Just have some fun with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. Any technical stuff I can think of? I mean, that's one thing, but I mean, the quality of your stream is important too. So understand that when you're streaming, the layouts, the interaction stuff, especially on Twitch, is important. Me and Loki have been busting our ass lately trying to get the channel points. I mean, people want to interact. They want stuff to interact with. Now you have to reach that level to do it, but once you can, it makes Twitch a lot of fun with the bits and things of that nature. I mean, we have fun all the time with the Arnold call and other things. So when you have, and as you do that, you'll get along. So learn how to use Stream Alert, Stream Elements, and have your layouts that you use on top of your streaming. That's really important. I see some people that like to keep the chat in the window so people can see, the chat's there. It's little things like that. I mean, the best thing is you watch other content creators and you get little cool ideas and stuff like that. I mean, we've been doing this for 5 years and we're constantly, I'm always hopping on people's streams, but if I see something like, that's pretty cool, maybe I'll try to do something like that if I like it, so, and you have to be social. Like, you have to be social. You can't just sit there and not say anything and then play the game. You have to interact.
Yeah, avoid dead air.
Yeah, dead air is just, it's bad, and I know, Warrior, you've done solo a lot. It's different when you have someone to interact with, but when you're doing it solo, you have got to be engaging the entire time. And Warrior's not engaging as I ask him that question.
I'm on round 8 of 8 on the 3rd level. Sorry. I was like, yeah, kill Asajj Ventress. Kill her first. You always kill Asajj first. Takes your debuffs. Or takes your...
God.
Yeah. You got to be engaging. That's it. I heard you.
There you go.
Yeah, didn't want to engage you.
Yeah, sure, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. Who we had? That was GAC Whisperer. Let me give another question for the GAC Whisperer. All right. DPK with another question. Doesn't want to ask it in the damn panel. So he's got 2 more here. Oh, well, we already did that one. So one more here for you, GAC Whisperer. Says, do you think Cam will be on the Jedi Master Kenobi team even if he's not a requirement?
That depends on his kit. If his kit specifically works with Jedi mainly, then yes. If he's a little more broad with general Galactic Republic, like let's say Padme goes on that team, then maybe not, because that Zeta gives him that the Jedi the boost. So it's possible. I mean, he's an attacker. It kind of depends on what the interaction looks like. If he gives a crazy offense or crazy defense, then that when he changes into his defensive stance might become a little more viable. So yeah, I think so.
All right. All right, we'll move on to the Nav. Dextertronics' question: how many purple data cards did you get? This is my 2nd conquest in a row without any purples.
I got 1 across all 4 accounts. 1 purple.
Yeah.
And the only purple, and the purple was that shitty hyper accelerator one.
Mm.
Oh.
Apart from that, it was all blues, greens, and whites. That was
I got
the
like
only
3 or
purple that I got.
4, and I never even used any of them.
Yeah, same. I had 2.
Yeah, I never used the purples
I had 2
either.
and I didn't use
I got
them.
4 purples, and the only one I used was the booming voice one.
I'm trying to. I don't think I never used one of them. It was all like the offense and the turn meter and the other ones, the deployable.
Deployables turn me offense buffs, defense buffs. That's all you need. And a heal over time.
I mean, I had 2 good ones, but I just I'm not going to use these. Why would I? I mean, I just go in there with any team. That's when the Conquest so fun, where you sit there and just spam dots from Vader over and over again, or you spam Han's shot over again, or Grandmaster Yoda, where you're spamming his AoE over and over again.
Frog jump.
Yeah, frog jump like crazy, or gas. And that was crazy when we used gas, like AoE death, AoE death. He just constantly goes. So, but yeah, it's kind of funny that the purples didn't have as much right now. We got the new Conquest coming up, guys. We know there's going to be some new cards there, and they're removing the turn meter and the deployable cooldowns. and stuff like that. Do we think this is going to be harder for this next conquest? I think if you have a deep roster, you won't really bother you because you'll just go in there whether you have it or not. But it'll be a little bit of pain in the ass. But do we think these new? I mean, we haven't seen the new cards, but do we think this next conquest, especially now that Ahsoka Tano's the prize, is going to be harder? Or what do we guys think on what's going to be on the next conquest here? Where do we think it's going to be?
It'll just take a little longer.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to take you, instead of taking you 2 days or 3 days, it's going to take you 7 days because you're going to have to let your characters, gain their stamina back. And so because of that, you're going to have to reuse some of those teams. You're not going to be able to kind of use the cheats, if you will, with one team that just, you can go down to 10% because all you got to do is go first and you guaranteed win. You'll actually have to use a little bit of strategy this time. So I think it's a good move. Those were fun teams. It was kind of fun to watch Darth Vader, stack 452 dots on a character before they died. But at the end of the day, that's not really, I don't think that was the intended purpose of the mode, even though it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the shit out of that. I was just sitting there cracking up. You just see Vader. Let me see what I'm going to do here. Dots. Oh, it's Vader's turn again. Dots. You know what I'm going to do this time? I'm going to use dots. Just spin that. So silly. And I like.
So I actually do think it's going to be a little bit harder.
Sure, go ahead.
I think that people who are like on that cusp or like we're relying on those cheese moves are going to have to, either settle for lesser rewards or maybe even dabble with some consumables.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Consumables.
Yeah, you're going to make you use them more this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the consumables will be a little more important now than trying to get deployable cooling systems from the...
They'll probably have deployable cooling systems built into the consumables for crystals. They'll be like, this is a deployable 2-turn cooling system injectable. You just have to inject it into your character and they get cooldown turns for 15% for the next 2 battles.
Yep. If you want to spam dots, you're going to pay for it. I mean,
it's 200 crystals for 2 battles.
That's right. Yeah. I thought that was actually a bit cheap. Actually, I thought it's not more than that, Warrior. I'm not going to lie.
They're like, my son has a crystal addiction. No, not crystal meth. Crystals for the deployable cooling systems. Yeah, he keeps spending money on crystals for the deployable cooling systems injection in the game.
So, like your firstborn son or something like that for 3 cracks with the
Jesus Christ. Got to get them rocks. I need more rocks, man. Give me more rocks.
God damn, I'm hurting. You know what I need?
I need more rocks.
You know what I need? Why are you being like this? Can't you? Are you sick? Can't you see that I'm really sick? All right. Let's see here. Where are we at? It's whoever wants to answer. We're getting to the tail end of this. Nightmare question. With Chubbs charging $50 per half hour for GAC advice, how about saying that Jace Whisper charged in? Does he really charge $50 an hour for half an hour?
Wait, what?
I loved the
all right, it's not 50, it's
palms.
20. It's 20 for him to review your defense, 50 for him to give you offense advice.
What the
yeah.
Heinzie, you look like
so it's $70 if you want him to help you.
He's trying not to laugh.
On the
He's trying really hard not to laugh.
So if you want him to help you with your entire Grand Arena Championship, it's $70 from what I read. I'm not kidding.
Who's this?
Cubs.
Oh.
No.
Cubs. Yeah, Cubs.
All right.
Yeah, I read it. It's got to be true. It was on the interwebs.
It's on the interwebes. It must be true.
I can pull up the infographic he posted on his server.
I always get.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I mean, honestly, if someone wants to pay you for that, I mean, God bless you. But I mean, holy moly.
I don't know. Hey, could I pay someone to do my dailies? How about I pay somebody just to play my game for me? I don't want to have
look,
fun anymore.
It's the same. It's the same principle as porn. And OnlyFans. You know you can get it for free, yet people still pay for it on OnlyFans.
I guess I don't know. I guess there's a difference between getting some advice and then just having somebody play your game for you. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
I mean,
but there's always someone out there that's willing to pay.
It's canceled. He's not doing it anyway. He pulled the plug.
Did he pull the plug?
He did pull the plug. He
pulled the plug during the week.
Yeah.
Due to the
he got too much flashback
and all the stuff in Reddit and all that sort of stuff. He pulled the plug on it.
Oh God, yeah, no Reddit. Well, you know, Reddit's that kind of dumpster fire where stuff like that would have just been blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
had its own thread up and running, and it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it
well,
was.
Okay. I mean, because we've seen people. I mean, I've done it. I mean, it's mainly for my time, but when I've done roster mod, fixing someone's account for mods, I mean, that takes me about 4 or 5 hours. So, yeah, I'm going to get paid for that. Sometimes I do it for free, but when I've done it in the past, like, yeah, you got to pay me a little bit because I mean that's like when I did
your time.
Yeah, it's mainly my time. I'm like, I don't know, $20 an hour or something. I mean, because I'm going to be sitting here for a while doing this shit, and it's monotonous and it's time consuming, But I don't know. I mean, people offer services all the time. If you want to pay for it, sure. I mean, it's your money, but. We just don't do that here. I mean, and the thing about Thane, people ask all the time. You can call him. It's all fun, but Thane can't stream. It's really hard for him to stream, and we've always been RSG. We like to help people get their name out there, and and show and highlight people, whether it's new streamers or content creators or people that have a particular set of skills, and it's just fun. I mean, it's not that I can't. I mean, I've proven I can do GAC on my own. I just do it with Think. One, it's because our interactions are ridiculous, and two, it's just fun to have someone else do it because I mean, frankly, GAC is GAC. I mean, it's fun to get ideas from somebody else when I'm doing it, and have you Thing yell at me when shit goes wrong, and then I yell at Thing when it goes wrong.
You can if you've got somebody there with you, you can bounce ideas off each other. Can't if you've got like a couple of friends in there with you on voice.
Fun.
It's more fun because I mean sometimes it goes the other way. I mean, don't ever let Rambam tell you that your Malik can solo a specific team.
Jedi versus Ewoks. Let's not relive that shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You got Malik. Oh yeah, Malik. Yeah. Throw it. He'll solo the Rogue One. Oh, cheers. Thanks, mate. 60 seconds later, and Rambam.
Do you want me to tell you where you? Do you want me to tell you where you messed up?
I listened to Rambam.
Exactly. Someone that has a soloing advice. Someone that has a Relic 8 mace is probably someone you don't want to take advice from.
Not like you're good anyways, Mace.
Yeah. Yeah, but the whole Cubs thing, I mean, hey, more power to him, man. I mean, it's not something I would do, but I mean, as I said, I mean, people, like the Ks and other people, they get paid for their services. So, I mean, if they're offering a service and stuff, and you think there's value in it, then that's on you.
Well, he hasn't taken a year break from the game, so he probably knows. I don't know. He probably knows more than I do. I'm trying to take the humble approach and learn the game again. Being gone over a year, man. When I came back, I felt like what is this? Like I just didn't feel like I knew anything. I felt like I lost everything. I really did. When I'm on my streams now, I'm like learning from my viewers. I literally am like, what the hell do I do here? Like, what should I do? And they're like, you shouldn't have done that. You should do this. And I'm like, hey man, I ain't too proud to beg. I'll take any advice I can from anyone. And I've learned so much in the last 6 months on counters and stuff like that from other people and or priority, not just on events, but also on counters. And man, I'm trying to be a sponge right now. I don't. Yeah, your
GACs are massively improved.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, from the start, from like 4 months ago. I mean, you were getting like wooden spoons.
yeah. I was getting a raffle stomped.
You were getting like 0 and 3s and 1 and 2s. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was and then I just went Kyber, so that was cool, and then almost went Kyber this last time. So, but it's one of those things. I'm trying to stay the humble route right now, and maybe in a year or so I can claim to be a expert again. I don't know, but I just want to try and learn as much as I can and go that route. So I won't be charging for my services, you guys.
Well, you guys, Loki, Warrior, Heinz, you're all going to be Div 1 next year. You're all going to be You're all going to be in the same Div. And Warrior, Heinz will give you. I mean, as long as the RNG gods aren't, constantly cursing Heinz. I mean, his last week was just the RNG just totally screwed him over. Like, really screwed him over. I mean, he lost really one because of a tie. And he lost the round before that by 4 stinking banners. I mean, that's just not right. Really There's just RNG? Nothing fair in that at all.
That's all right. It goes full circle. I just had my guy finish his run against me, and I won by 6. So
nice.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, GAC is one of those things where I think the best way to get good at GAC is just watch other people that are streaming. I mean, watch Zareth, watch Solo.
Watch Zareth, watch Solo, yeah.
Watch these guys that, I mean, I give him shit for it, but it's all in fun. Mort. I mean, Mort's a goddamn legend when it comes to setting
Mort's
up his
defensive play, yeah.
I mean, Mort's all about scouting his opponent, looking at what they've got, and then creating the sheet that has what he can use against what. I mean, depending on how serious you want to take GAC, but if you really want to be good at GAC, the best way is to watch and see what other people are using, and then developing your roster for those counters and stuff, and really understanding the modding and understanding those kind of things. GAC, some people don't give a shit about it. I get it, but there's a lot of people that are competitive about it. I mean, I'm competitive, but I'm not overly competitive. I mean, we scout out, we set our defense, and then we have a little bit of fun when we do offense. 95% of the time we win. But I mean, if I lose, we lose. I mean, it's just one of those things. But yeah, that's the best way you're gonna get good at it. And I think people learn the most is when we do a counter and it doesn't work. Why didn't this work on the stream? And then we talk about like we did Jedi Knight Luke the other day versus I think it was a Kylo team, and I can't remember what happened, but it's like, we got
stuck behind the taunt with my sister.
Yeah, so we could have played it differently, but that was a good learning experience. Like, okay, this maybe next time we do this, right? So I think that's where, experience and just watching the people and then learning from their mistakes and then learning from your own mistakes. I mean, practice makes perfect. I mean, the more you do GAC, I mean, if you really want to get good at GAC, you got to learn these counters. You got to learn how the teams work. You have to invest a little bit of time. I mean, of like what are the first couple moves you need to make, and what does the mods have to look like, and when you're facing, like if you're using the Vader counter, what are the first moves? That's why when we're doing it, we talk about like we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and so that when someone's watching, they can
play with your ults as well. If you've got alt accounts, you don't have an alt account. But
I don't have time for that, man. The game itself is enthralling. I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know how people do it. I mean, Jesus Christ.
You do have an alt. You have Grande.
I got rid of that. After about a couple months of that, that's all I could handle. I was like, oh my god.
You're about ready to hang yourself.
I was like, oh my god.
Nails down the chalkboard.
How much did you charge Grande for that? Was it more than Cubs was?
No, I didn't charge him anything. You know that. Grande needed some help.
You charge him. I need some royalties. That's all I'm going to say.
Nah, you need some royalties. I don't know if we can, because we really fucked around a lot. We did a lot of stupid shit with that. Although we farmed the hell out of his stuff, but we, when it came to GAC, we're like, let's try this. Oh yeah, let's try this. Yeah. Still got him Kyber every round. We got him Kyber. So, but yeah. All right. Let me see if there's any questions. Hold on, Nightbot's fighting me here. And we're getting ready we'll do another question or two, and then we're going to wrap up and let these awesome folks pimp their stuff. And then I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to go do my GAC over on Twitch. And as I always say, the panel is welcome to hang out as we do my GAC. But let's see here. Obito, question, what's Cubs' advice on ships and how to beat CLS? Jesus Christ. God damn it, Obito. No. No.
Oh, look at that wall. Look at that.
Get out of
wall.
here.
Look at it.
Hey, if we all chip in $10, we can get the advice.
All
man.
right, nah. Okay. All right, that's
There's how many on us?
All right.
There's 6 of us on this stream, man. We can do it.
God damn it.
I'll chip in.
I got a 10 spot.
God, it's brutal, man.
Does $10 dues count? I don't know. I'm just
Nah,
asking.
it's Australian money, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I don't see any other questions. It's a perfect time. Let's let all these awesome and amazing content creators pimp their stuff. Now, I always say this. You see this panel of people here? Do me a favor. Once they pimp their stuff, go to their sites, visit their sites, follow, thumbs up, watch their videos, watch their content. They come here on a Saturday morning. They can be doing anything else, but they're here answering your questions. The easiest way to send them some love is to go visit their stuff and that's the kind of thank you and say, hey, I support you being here and I support your content and thank you for doing what you're doing. But let's let everybody pimp their stuff. We start with the Blender from Down Under, Heinze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So pimp your stuff.
Yeah, I've been called worse. Let's be honest, especially by Ranger a few hours ago. Holy crap, that was nuts. Thanks again, man, for joining us on that. Really appreciate it. I was
medieval, man. I went medieval on everybody.
You let rip. It was beautiful to watch. It was just. Talking to the guys afterwards, and they were just going, "Man, you came loaded. You were ready to go. There was no holding back." You were. So yeah, we'll be on Monday morning US, which is Monday evening Australia time. We'll be doing some harpoons again on Monday, and then Thursday again for the new set of 3 and Rizzy session next week. I think it's about 11 p.m. Eastern US these days on Friday nights due to wonderful time zone changes. So looking forward to it. So come and hang out with us, guys. It's been a heck of a lot of fun.
All right, Loki, you didn't do GAC last night? You're doing yours today, or
yeah?
You want to do
sometime today?
You have a time you've got picked out? You want to do it after mine, or?
I'm probably gonna do it after yours, but
I thought you did yours with Boo Boo Kitty last night.
No, I did. No, that was KP versus Boo Boo Kitty.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. You should check that out. All right, DP.
No, I was hanging out with Finn all night, so I mean we didn't.
Yeah,
I figured. So I'll go.
I don't know if you did it later at night because sometimes you do that. I'm like asleep and I wake up I'm like, oh,
no, I normally do, but yeah.
All right, DPK. Where can folks check you out?
So I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I try to record my GACs and upload them to YouTube occasionally. Sometimes I stream. Just go check me out. I usually have a lot of fun on the stream. Dagger's usually taking digs at me while I'm messing around, so that's always fun.
I got him back for you last night. Don't worry. Ginger Santa Claus. All right.
That was good. That was good.
That was a good one.
Warrior, where can folks check you out, sir? I see you're busy over there doing the challenge still.
Yeah, no, I'm actually done with that.
Oh, okay.
You can check me out on YouTube, and sometimes there I Twitch. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Yeah, because I don't do Twitch yet, but I've been told to do that, but I'm getting better at it. But no, you can check me out there. I'm going to be doing some testing on a new ship coming out in a couple of days.
There's pretty excited about that.
Yeah, unlocking that race, Chris. I'm with you here, buddy.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. Got all my crew members to Relic 7 with some 6E mods, so hopefully they'll be pimped out, ready to rock and roll for. Hopefully they don't get their butts kicked in Ships Arena. I'm hoping that evolves even with a 5-star ship. So we'll see.
And now, are you thinking of going over to streaming on Twitch? I mean, I've asked.
Yeah, but I move as fast as a snail. So that'll be next year. I don't know. I say I'm going to, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. It takes me forever to do anything. So.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, Nav, where can folks check you out, sir?
Check me out on Twitch and YouTube, Escape Podcast.
Yeah. You can check me and Nev out on Tuesdays doing the GA Center on the Escape Podcast channel. That's a lot of fun where we break down all the content creators and how they did the previous week. We got some good ending the, before we go to these new divisions, we got some competitive.
God, yeah, it's definitely this month. You do not want to miss the next 2 Tuesdays, because the Premier League, it's heating up big time in the Premier League.
I mean, you got to put your humility on the screen there, because I'm having a great GAC. And I feel like I suck compared to like Zareth and some of these other psychos.
You're like 5th in the league, and you've only lost 5 times in the last
34 and 5,
months.
and I'm not even close to sniffing a win.
Although you are above Solo, which you must be chuffed with.
Well, I'm okay with it. I mean, I just enjoy just the competition. But I mean, when you're in there with Zareth and Endall and all these monsters,
you got Zareth, Endall, you got Zareth Prevails, Endall Beal, Fruit Ninja Mike.
God damn, those guys are monsters.
And Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
They're all. You got four content creators, and they're all within 1 loss of each other.
Yeah, I was
absolutely bonkers, and they're all within 1,000 banners of each other.
Yeah,
it's just so ridiculously close.
I'll be happy with the top 5 performances. I may go undefeated or still finish 5th. I'm like, God damn, these guys are ridiculous. Oh my god!
You'd be first in any other Division 1 league.
Yeah, but
except for Fort Worth's league, because he's undefeated.
I know he's undefeated. All right, and then Thane, you're the GAC Whisperer. You're going to be joining me for some GAC here in a few minutes, sir.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. And as I said, anybody on the panel that wants to hang out with us while we go do GAC, we're going to do that here in about, I'll say 10 minutes. We're about to wrap this one up, and then about 11:05 Central, 12:05 Eastern, we'll start my GAC. We'll knock that out. Now, just as a content reminder, after that, we'll have a little bit of a break. Loki will do his GAC, and then tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Twitch, we will have Dungeons and Dragons that I Dungeon Master for. So if you like that, we go about 3 hours plus on that. So more than welcome to come join us and stuff. But I want to thank the entire panel: Heinze, DPK, Warrior, Nev, of course, the crew members Loki and Thane for being here. Thank you guys for. Thank you guys, everybody in the chat, for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe. If you haven't followed us on Twitch, go get your ass over on Twitch. It's really easy to find. It's linked down below. But if you won't, go to Twitch, go Reality Cube Gamers, and then you can find us. And we're gonna get ready to go do some GAC. And so on behalf of myself and the Jedi Academy Council members here, thank you guys for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day. If we don't see you the rest of the day, we'll see you when we see you. Peace out.